Welcome back to the channel. Mufara here, and today we've got a special guest. We have Mr. Zim.
Mr. Zim.
Harmony, aka Mr. Zim. I would say confidently, you are now the biggest YouTuber in the country.
What?
Just take the compliment.
I'll take it.
Just take it.
That's good to know.
And be cocky with it too. You get what I'm saying? So
I never knew, but yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, it's an honor to meet you. Last minute. I mean, we didn't plan this over days. We just planned it literally like yesterday. Right. And that's how we kind of move, because sometimes we don't know how things go. But yeah, the purpose of this interview is really, as I crack my chibuku here.
Drinking scud.
Yes, scud chibuku. Let me show you real quick. There we go. This is
called Harare Sawira.
Harare Sawira. What would you consider this a staple of the country in Israel?
Yeah,
is that right?
I would say it's the most popular, I think.
The most popular.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of other popular beers, but this one is one of the biggest ones. Most popular opaque beer.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the reason why I drink this is because it doesn't give me hangovers.
I see.
And I work a lot, so
of course
I don't need no hangovers.
And it connects you to Zimbabwe.
It connects me to my roots. Cheers, sir. Even though you're not drinking.
No, I'm not drinking that.
I know you're driving. So so let me start from my perspective. Yeah. I was born here. I lived here for a long time. I went to school here, and I left 20 years ago full time, so I can live full time in the diaspora. So a lot of people are in a similar position to me, where they left because of tough economic times, and for me it was 20 years ago. So as I'm coming back home 20 years later to experience my home country full time, I'm noticing a lot of differences now, because obviously time hasn't been too kind to our country. Whatever you think politically, we're not even going to touch. What we want to focus on is how to survive in this economy that we find ourselves in, whether you like it or not. So I'm going to start with my first question for you, my good sir, is to somebody who is a foreigner, let's say who's not a Zimbabwean, and they're looking to visit, whether it's a YouTuber, because you got a lot of influence.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, of course you do. Let me tell you why I say you got a lot of influence, and I'll let you jump in. Is because all the YouTubers that come here, the biggest ones, connect with you. They reach out to you for whether it's a collabo or for information, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Yep. So when other YouTubers that have not been here, that are looking to come, what is the first advice that you give them on how to survive in this very expensive, difficult economy? Let's start there.
Yeah, no, it's Zim is one of those places which is not the easiest to survive, but you need to bring lots of money, but make sure you do your bookings before you come. I mean, you do get affordable accommodation, but sometimes maybe it's not up to standard. If you want something that's up to standard, then of course you're looking to pay upwards of say $70 a night or a day for a decent Airbnb. I mean, you can find something for $20 a night, but it might not have hot water and stuff. So yeah, our country sort of stood still for 2 decades, so you have those challenges. But I'll say that if you book your accommodation in advance, bring a lot of dollars. The advantage of this country is that you can use dollars anywhere you go.
Oh yes.
So bring a lot of dollars. But yeah, other than that, it's a safe country, and of course. So bring a lot of dollars, connect with someone local, because we can take you around.
See, that's a mistake that I didn't do. I didn't connect, because I've been here for a month now, and I didn't connect with you before I showed up. And that's partly because obviously I have family here that I can easily connect with. But a lot of these tourists don't have that. So I think
you need a local person to take you around, local person to show you exactly what it is you're looking for.
Okay.
But some YouTubers are more travel based, some are some are lifestyle. So if you come, we can show you where you want to go. You don't have to miss things out. It also helps me grow, it helps them grow. Yeah.
So when you say bring a lot of dollars, let's touch on that. A lot of people don't have a lot of money. Right? And a lot of these people are traveling on a budget. So when you say bring a lot of dollars, I get where you're coming from, because it is expensive and we use US dollars here. But with that, what areas do you recommend them to stay if they're on a tight budget, and they're paying out of pocket? for themselves?
Yeah, so if you're on a tight budget, right, what you need to do is to find an affordable, a more affordable Airbnb. Not so much like where we are now, because this is Borodale. This is like creme de la creme of areas. But if you can find something affordable around Avonlea, Waterfalls, Eastleigh, something for like $20 a day. So if you're coming for 2 weeks, you budget your 140. Yeah, those places are close to town, they're close to places of interest. And you need to bring in some good cash, say like at least $600.
Okay, for how
Cash
long?
wise. For a month.
For a month.
For a
Okay,
month, yeah.
so
So
somebody
for
would
your-
need to budget $600
Yeah,
for.
at least on the, yeah.
Okay,
So that you
got
live
it.
comfortably. You know, you
Yeah.
can enter into all the national parks, you can experience the nightlife. Because our restaurants, I'm sure if you've seen, they're not cheap. Eh? If you want to eat at a nice place.
And of course, like, let me tell you one thing, right? Yeah, I love my country. So this is not a bash to our country,
Of course.
but this is just a informative video to kind of tell people, like, when you come here, just be prepared for a lot of inconveniences. Or do you agree?
Yeah.
So let me touch on one inconvenience that I noticed when I came here, is that even though we are using US dollars instead of our own currency, what happens is you go to a store and make a purchase, and then you have, let's say, $20. No one ever has any change.
Yeah.
And it's very
The
frustrating.
notes are difficult to come by, yeah.
Yeah.
The notes are difficult to come by. Small notes are difficult to come by. So oftentimes, if you have a card, you can swipe your Visa card. Visa works here in some shops. You can swipe your foreign card, make purchases. You can go to some places, restaurants, they'll make you swipe your card. But if you're gonna come here with hard cash and there's no change, be prepared to buy extra things.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate
Extra
that.
things you don't really need just because there's no small notes nowadays. Yeah, but look, the challenges are there. So the main challenges, I would say, public transport. What else? Electricity sometimes.
Wait. But before we get to electricity, because
Yeah.
electricity is much more common in other African countries, so I do get that part. But there is one point that you just brought up, which is public transportation. That is my second frustration, is that when you look at other countries, whether it's in the East, right? East Africa, Central Africa, whatever, even Southern Africa.
Yeah.
Public transport is so easy and cheap and affordable. I don't want to say cheap, it's affordable. We do have affordable transportation here, but it's not easily accessible.
Right.
So to somebody who's visiting, what are their options to get around the city?
Yeah. So here, as you know, we don't have Uber as yet.
I noticed
We
that.
do have equivalents of Uber, companies which have tried to do the same thing that Uber does, but because they're not yet that competitive, they're quite pricey. You have transport if you want to go around, but you're going to pay, I'll say above average of what the rest of the continent pays. So either get in touch with a local person or get a really friendly taxi driver who's not going to charge you exorbitant
That's
rates
exactly what I
to
did.
go around. Or like for someone like you who was born here, maybe you might be, depending on where you're going, you might be comfortable taking the combis. Huh? What do you call them?
I did a couple of times. I don't think I would
But
do it
even
again.
nowadays, since COVID, they have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah.
They've been fewer than they used to be. So people hitchhike here. As much as it's illegal, it's done widely, and hitchhiking is, I would say, the cheapest mode of transport. It usually costs between 50 cents and $1, depending on where you're going. But the whole city, like even the longest distance in Harare, and you're hitchhiking it's $1. So that's the most affordable. But then it's confined to certain routes, not a door-to-door service, whereby you can go from one place to the other, like what Uber does. So
Okay.
you have to walk to a main road where you get, where you can hitchhike to town. From town, you hitchhike to the other place you want to go to within the city.
Now that advice is excellent for the fellas,
Yeah.
right? But for the ladies who are traveling solo or traveling as a group, that's not the best advice. Would you agree?
It's not, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
So there were times where, let's say, the guys would be like, hey, hitchhiking, whatever, especially over here at the Village Walk. But when I looked into the cars, a bunch of dudes that looked suspect.
Yeah, look.
Half of them they look drunk or something.
Yeah.
They're kind of suspect. I'm
Yeah.
like, I get very nervous even as a dude.
Yeah.
But because I have to carry cash. Maybe something might happen to me. Even for the fellas, like, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. People
Yeah.
do get robbed in those little cars, people hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Because some of them are not authentic as well. Are actually criminals, stealing people's cell phones.
Yes,
all
of
day
course.
and everything.
Yeah.
So for a lady looking for public transport, I would say the best way to do it is if you can drive. just rent a car. You can find decent car rentals for like $30 a day.
You kidding?
Yeah, $30
Really?
a day for a small car. That's of course if you can drive, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
if you know your way
Or
around,
if you're comfortable with our roads.
if you're comfortable with our roads, because we also got some roads that are potholed, so you need to know your way around the potholes. But yeah, if you want to be safe and you can drive, just rent a car, $30 a day, something like that. Link up with a local person who knows the places,
Okay.
so that you're not lost all the time. Of course, we've got GPS and everything; it does work. But in a city, you don't know.
You don't
always
know.
need a local person to take you around, a local person who will help you, with decisions and just to make you settle faster into a place.
I mean, okay, so is it okay for you to plug yourself? Are you comfortable with, people who are looking to explore Zimbabwe connecting with you? Are you comfortable with that? Can you plug a little bit about your services, what you can do to help them get around, and what charge for all that?
Okay, so for now, it's just something I do. I don't charge for it as yet, but it's something I do. I like hosting people. I've hosted 2 Kenyans. I went to with African Tigers. I went to Bulawayo, went to Vic Falls. We toured Harare, went to Mbare, went everywhere.
Great videos.
And these are places she wouldn't have gone by herself.
No way.
So like I said, I don't charge for it, but yeah, you just gave me an idea. I could actually be a tour guide around Zimbabwe for a fee.
Is it cool if I encourage you to be a capitalist?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Make some money.
Yeah,
Obviously, with people like the Tigresses, I get why you didn't charge them, because you're doing a collabo there.
I was also new.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was new, so I was actually gaining by traveling with her. And
Yes.
I think the month she came here, that's the month I grew the most. And later on, Dimango came. We're co-hosting with another. She was actually being hosted by another YouTuber, Blessed to be a Blessing.
Oh yes, she's great. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Shout out to Blessed to be a Blessing, by the way.
And I also had a chance to go there. I was going there often, so I had a chance to talk to Dee, make some content with Dee as well. So it works. Collaborations do work, and we still need them before we can even charge. We still need to improve the image of the country so that YouTubers come. So that it's a big market, because right now it's not really a market.
It's not.
2 people, so I can't say I have a charge sheet for that, because it's not that busy. But I mean, once we start getting the traffic, getting the big YouTubers coming, not only YouTubers but tourists. Once we start having a lot of tourists needing that kind of service, it's something of course I can look into, and it will also help me because I like traveling. I'm sure you've seen from my videos that I like to travel. I mean, I like going around. I like filming.
So can we make a statement today that moving forward you're going to consider charging, to people who just want to tour the country, and then
the city.
Put your rate card there.
Of course.
Even recommend places for them to stay. You get a commission as well. Things like, you see, I'm your agent. I'm not even asking for a commission.
I see.
I'm your agent right now.
You're very business savvy.
Of course, I live in America. I'm a capitalist.
Capitalist. Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I'll be interested in doing, and I think I would enjoy it because it won't feel like work.
It won't.
Because I actually like to do things.
Good.
Like and of course, it will help me move around with my camera, move around with tourists, show them the country, and also change the image of the country.
Oh yes.
As more and more tourists
we need
go
that.
online, we need it. There's a lot of bad publicity, which we need to change.
Massive. And I hope this video doesn't come off as me complaining and bitching and complaining, because that's not what I want to do. I actually want to do the complete opposite. I want to say, listen, this is the situation that we find ourselves in economically. How do you adjust if you want to visit? Mr. Zim here has what it takes to get you around. So how do they get in touch with you, my good sir?
Okay, so I'm reachable on Instagram.
Okay.
Mr. Zim.
Okay, we're gonna put in
that's on the description. My email is there on my channel.
Okay.
So people can visit Mr. Zim. All my handles are there. My Facebook, Instagram, Gmail is there. Yeah, that's where I'm reachable.
How about consultations? Like, I don't know, with your current channel right now, do you get a lot of people contacting you?
Yes, a lot of people contact me.
Is it wasting a lot of your time?
Well, I wouldn't say it's wasting time, but it gives me business ideas, because people are coming to me asking about housing, asking about rentals, asking about places to visit. So people are coming to me mostly on Instagram, asking about. Like, I'm almost like a gateway now.
Yes, you are.
So in terms of where to stay, best places to stay when you're on holiday, when you've got a family, comparing holiday resorts, holiday destinations, I do give free advice to some people on that. People want to buy land. I recommend, where they should buy depending on their budget, pros and cons of certain areas, things like that.
Sorry, on that note, sorry,
No,
I can't help it. Like I said, I can't help it. I'm a capitalist, yeah?
Yeah.
On that note, I think it's in your best interest to flip that into a consultation fee.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You'll get a lot of time wasters, a lot of people that waste your time. Of course, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just a suggestion, right?
Idea, yeah. I welcome ideas.
As simple as, something like a $10 fee for somebody to get on a call with you so you can give them that knowledge. Because if somebody's not willing to pay for your time, that means they're not serious.
It's not worth it. Yeah,
they're not serious.
Exactly.
They're not serious, bro. They just want to waste your time.
Yeah.
Because maybe, I don't know, maybe they're bored, they got nothing better to do, and then that's going to waste your time. Imagine being on a call, because I've been there before. I've done YouTube even before this channel. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that there's an opportunity for you.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, thanks for that one. I know some big YouTubers. I know a big Ghanaian YouTuber who was talking about something like that, charging for an interview or for a call.
Are we talking about what am I or?
No, I don't want to say names.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt.
But yeah,
I like that.
But I always thought I'm still too small for that. I don't know. I don't feel big as yet. But
okay. First of all, can you tell the people that are watching, the few people that are watching, how many subscribers you got?
I just hit 11,000 today. Right, yeah.
Let me ask you something. That is a whole stadium.
Yeah, 11,000.
Rufaro Stadium holds how many people?
Maybe 12.
12,000?
Yeah.
That's an entire stadium, bro.
Yeah.
Why are you undervaluing yourself?
No, thanks for making me realize that I'm actually big. I didn't know I was big. But yeah, I mean, I think I'll take into account everything you said because I need the money. Now
yes, and I'm going to encourage your agent over here, who's your director, to make sure. And she's paying attention too, right? And she knows what I'm saying. If I'm BSing, she'll be like, yeah, this guy's BSing, but I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm just keeping it real because out of those 11,000 people, all you would need is probably, let's say 3 people to pay a week, right? Maybe, I don't know, $20.
Yeah.
That's $60 just to get on a call. It's just extra cash.
Getting on a call. Yeah. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I welcome the idea. I like the idea.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I know this turned into a business idea, but
and that's how it should be. Things should be freestyle. We need to talk about what's on our minds. Good. I'm happy that it went that way because I think our interview was more about how to survive here.
Yeah, but
we quickly ran through that one. So Yeah. So now it's about how I can help people survive here. And
there you go.
And make some money from it.
There you go. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Okay, so we talked about foreigners. Let's talk about the other angle. People like me, right, who haven't been home in a long time, and they're saying to themselves, you know what, I will never go back home. Because those are the stories that we hear in the diaspora, where people have given up on their country. They said, hell no, I'm not going back there, because it took forever for me to leave. The obstacles, the hurdles that I had to go through to leave was so daunting to me. I don't want to go back. What do you say to those people that don't want to come back home?
Yeah, okay, to people who don't want to come back home, I think they need to really invest time in research, learning what's happening back home. Because the media and the news will always focus more on the negative news because it makes the headlines. It makes their businesses sell. But there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of things that are missing here. And problems present opportunities because you make money from solving problems. So the more you identify problems, the more there's an opportunity for you to actually make the money. Like I can give you an example, like the transport we were saying. There's no Uber here. You can bring in something with that equivalent.
But there already is, like you said.
Yeah, but once it's not competitive, that's why it's pricey, right? So as you come in, you make it more competitive, you lower the price, you improve on that one. There's not much affordable accommodation. There's a lot of opportunity here. Just buying land in itself. Buying land, selling it after a few years. It's profitable in itself. I'll give you an example. In Arlington, land which was $15,000 in like 2015 will sell for 70,000 today.
You're kidding me.
That's a serious value appreciation.
That is
I don't think you
insane.
can get that in the States.
No, hell
can't.
no.
You
In
can't,
fact,
yeah. So-
when you look at the States, there's no way your value of a property will
Yeah,
appreciate
we'll
by
go
that
over 4
much.
times.
There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, so
There's
there's,
no
a
way.
lot, there's a lot of opportunity here, especially in property, especially in land. But that's my passion anyway.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
also
yeah.
a lot of opportunity in tourism. If you can build a house in one of the smaller towns, Victoria Falls, Kariba, Nyanga, you let it out, maybe on Airbnb, you get your money when you're overseas, and you just pay someone to maintain it for you, or you like to do the housekeeping while you're away. So there's a lot of opportunity here. People need to also look for people like us who share the positive story,
Yeah.
as opposed to
So
the
there's a
news.
balance, right?
They need to be a balance, because if you look on news channels or news articles, they're gonna tell you about inflation.
That's all I
Because
hear.
the articles will sell. You
Yeah.
understand? So yeah, follow our channels, follow what we do, and you'll see what's happening. I mean, the landscape is changing. If you have time, I'll find a day I can take you around so you see how much the city has grown. You said you left 20 years ago, right?
20 years ago.
I think the city has almost doubled now in terms of size.
I've seen that. In
Yeah,
fact, there's
it's-
Harare South,
Yeah.
because I drove down to Mashingo, that's my hometown, and I saw Harare South. That never
That place was a
existed.
farm. That
It
place
was a
was a farm
farm.
20 years ago.
Yeah, and even I went to Mutare, and then that, like after Rua, actually right before Rua, right?
Yeah, Zimri Park.
Yeah, Zimmer Park.
places.
That area was a complete empty.
Those were farms, yeah.
Yeah, empty.
Those were farms. As
Yeah.
you approach Mutare now, you see a lot of new development. Even as you leave Mutare towards Mashingo, even if you go to Gweru, any town you go to now, our urban areas are growing, and there's a lot of opportunity there to capitalize. To
Okay,
grow your
so
value.
from what I'm understanding, from what you're saying here, the best opportunity to flip your money or to level up, build wealth, is in land and property.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
How about outside of land and property? Are there any other opportunities to?
Yeah, well, look, our currency has been a bit unstable, so
Okay.
I want to advise investing in things like shares and
Yeah,
shares.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can make money that way, but the safest bet
Is
It's
property?
the most in terms of risk. It has the lowest risk, unless of course you don't do your due diligence and you buy property, illegal land from a land buyer.
Yeah.
But if you do your homework and you buy legal land, then it's a very safe bet, because once houses start coming up in that area, the price of the land will just
shoot up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's a place in Mashingo. If you saw my recent video on Zimri Park, Mashingo.
Yeah.
When those stands came out,
I passed by
they
there,
were-
by the way.
You passed, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Those
beautiful.
stands came out, I think, 2014, 2015, $19,000. Today they sell for at least $45,000.
That's crazy.
So that's more than 100% growth in 5 years, 5 or 6 years. You know.
Got
So
it.
it's a way to bank your money. If you've got patient money which you just want to save and see it grow, investing in land or investing in a building would be the best bet for
Yeah,
you.
we have a family property in Klipsham. Are you familiar with that
Yeah, no,
Klipsham area?
as you go out towards Great Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my parents got it for like maybe 10 grand 20 years ago, maybe even less.
Yeah.
I don't know, because
Yeah.
nobody was buying it. I can't imagine how much it is now,
No, if you want to
because
sell it
it's
now,
probably crazy.
it's gonna be a lot more. It's
Yeah.
gonna be also, if you build on it and you put an Airbnb structure for it, people who want to go to Mashingo for the weekend,
Word.
you can make an easy cash flow every weekend from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last question, my good sir, is we're actually interviewing the neighborhood called Borrowdale right now. Beautiful neighborhood, like you said, creme de la creme, you call it. What other fancy neighborhoods are there in Harare?
Okay, so Harare has got plenty of those.
Fancy neighborhoods.
Oh, a lot of them.
Can you just name maybe top
there's-
three?
So here we're in Borrowdale. Right next door there's Valentine Park.
Okay.
2 kilometers down there's Highlands.
Highlands.
Glen Lawn.
Yeah.
Allensville, Vinona, Mount Pleasant, Shawasha Hills.
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up,
Oh,
Mandara.
Shawasha Hills, I heard, yeah.
Yes, as a place plenty, man.
Okay, so the question I'm trying to ask is this. Where are people getting all this money to build all this wealth here and live a very fancy quality of life in Harare, where the economy, dare I say, is very hostile? Where are they getting all the money?
Okay, so the Zimbabwean economy is really interesting. It's not as harsh. It's harsh, but it's not as harsh as an outsider would assume.
Really?
There's a lot of opportunity here. People are doing manufacturing, people are mining, people are into haulage, IT, and a good chunk of people who are building these houses are actually in the diaspora. So I would assume diasporans also have a lot of opportunities out there. But yeah, a lot of people are making good, honest honest money here from mining, manufacturing, just trading even. You know, there are people who import tires from China, and they sell them, and they sell fast because cars are coming in every day. Import another set, you know, keep going. So there's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can do. I think the worst years are behind us now.
What do you mean?
2008, you know, the years of like millions of percentage in inflation.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have high inflation.
And we still got inflation
but
now.
I mean, you can do business still. You can still do business. We're in a multi-currency system whereby you can still trade in dollars or save in dollars if you want, or save in any currency, and you can actually bank that money legally, and no one will touch you. No one will touch it actually. So people are making money here. Not everybody. Some are struggling.
Yes, of course.
But if you have the means, if you have the capital, if you have the business acumen, you can make money in this.
So you do encourage the capitalists that are out there in the diaspora. So what you're saying here is the last point here is, don't be swayed by the media.
Exactly.
There is opportunity here to make money despite the hardship.
Yes, despite the
Fair
hardship.
enough.
We're a middle income country, sort of. You know, if you look at our per capita income, we're above 1,100, which is the minimum required for a middle income country. So we're not an impoverished country.
Okay.
Despite all the negativity, we're not an impoverished country. We're not a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do here. If you invest in property, if you invest in trucking, if you invest in mining, you can make a decent amount of money here.
I believe you, because you're here. And as the last point I want to make is that I saw an article. We're in June 2022 right now. I saw an article that says Zimbabwe is the second worst place to live after Venezuela. So that means we're beating places like Somalia, Eritrea. People get scared by stuff like that.
They do get scared,
As the last word, my good sir, because I know you gave us a lot of nuggets here, is as the last word. Should people pay attention to that report that says Zimbabwe is the second worst place to live in the world? Should they pay attention to that or no?
They should never pay attention to that.
Okay.
We're one of the best places to live.
Okay.
One of the best.
Very safe, yeah?
We're very safe here. We don't live with guns. We don't
There
hear
are no
gunshots.
guns.
We don't hear gunshots at night.
Yeah.
We're very peaceful. Just look at the space we have to live in.
It's, yeah.
Look at the space. Look at the beautiful sky. 300 days of sunshine a year, you know. What more can you ask for?
It's winter time, we're sitting in
It's winter and we're in the sun.
So we're in the sun, enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, no, man, it's a magnificent place to stay.
Wonderful. I appreciate you. Appreciate your time.
No, thank you so much for having me.
This is an honor to meet the biggest, well, you are the biggest YouTuber in Zimbabwe, and we're going to make sure you monetize yourself.
Everything I do.
And you get to the next level. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I received that. Thank you so much.
Cool. You're welcome. See you later. 1.